If you have a lot of data in an Excel spreadsheet, you can convert it to a data table. A data table will treat the data as a set, and it makes it easier to manipulate your data and, for example, to filter, sort, format your data. You can also add a total row automatically at the bottom of the data. You can find duplicates, duplicate records in a data table. And the formulas are a little bit different in a data table, but they're fairly easy to create. So let's look at how to create a data table. We're going to highlight the data first. And mine goes to row 102. Now, if you know the references for your data, instead of having to highlight them, you can go to the name box and type in your references and press enter, and it will highlight it automatically. Then we'll go to insert. Don't use pivot table, we're going to use table in this case. We have our data highlighted and the headers are at the top, so we'll click on OK there. Notice for the data table, it automatically adds some formatting, and the sorting and filtering options are listed at the top of each column. So that makes it a lot easier to sort and filter. When you're clicked in the data table, you will see the table design. If you are not, you will not see those options. So make sure you are clicked in the table. You don't have to highlight the table every time unless you are applying something like your conditional formatting where you need to apply it to certain cells. I can name the table here. And you have some other options here for changing the table style, for example. And I mentioned removing duplicates. I've highlighted specifically ones that are duplicate records in this table. Maybe someone accidentally entered the data twice for each one of these. So you can easily just click in the table, remove the duplicates. I usually say I want all of the values of the columns to match in order for them to be true duplicates. And when I click on OK, it does say that it found those 4 duplicates and it removed the duplicate records. So that's really easy in a data table. Another thing that's really easy to do is to add a total row. For the total row, when you click and add it, it will automatically add the row at the bottom, and each column will have a drop-down list. It will automatically sum the last column if it can. If you don't want to sum, you can average, for example, and you can do that for all of the columns as needed. So let's say the number sold, maybe I want to get the total amount or the sum of all of the items we've sold. Now when you do that, you might want to change this to total and averages just to make that consistent. You can also include a new column. So let's insert a new column here. And when you do that, you can see that it automatically formats that column for you. Let's add a column at the end, and I want to find the profit per item. So I will type the title. It automatically formats it. And my price is going to be the price minus the inventory. So I'm going to say it's equal to price, and I'm just clicking on the cells. I'm not typing this in. Once you do that, you'll see that it gives you this structured reference formula where it puts the name of the column headings in brackets, and that makes it an easier formula to read. So I'm going to press enter, and when I do that, you can see that all the way down the column, it has automatically filled in those numbers. The last thing in the table design here is the filter button. If you do not want to show those, you do not have to. So as you can see, it makes it a lot easier to use your data and manipulate it if you have converted it into a data table.